I'm Murray Newlands and welcome to the How to CEO show. In this show, we're going to be looking at what CEOs need to know to write a great business plan. When you decided to become a CEO, the world changed. You can either build a billion-dollar company or you can crash and burn. Building a billion-dollar company is really hard, but we're here to give you the knowledge, the advice, skills, and the expertise to make your dreams come true. So, business plans. I have written business plans for several businesses of my own. I have written business plans that have raised funds. I have written business plans for many different companies over the years. So looking at starting a new business, you need to plan to succeed. But what should be in your business plan to make it successful? Let's look at some of those elements. Well, the number one thing I think that's actually really important that most people don't tell you when they talk about what you need to know to write a business plan is you really need to think about who the business plan is for and why are you making this business plan. So why does that matter? Well, what matters is where you spend your time, your focus, and exactly what you're going to communicate in this business plan. So if the business plan, for example, is for you, this is being used by you as a plan to get clarity on what you're doing, to really think through the process of the company that you're building, and to create a structure for you to move forward. If you're doing this, if you're setting a business with a partner or a group of people, one of the key elements for the business plan is to get everyone to buy into the same plan, to get that consensus, to include everyone, and to be clear as to exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it. Now, the two could be the same, but not necessarily. You might also be writing a business plan to raise money. And if you're writing a business plan to raise money, you might include different focuses. And you might include different material. So for example, if you're writing a business plan to raise money, one of the key things that you want to talk about is the team and go into detail about the team and why this team is going to be so successful. Whereas if you're writing a business plan for yourself, obviously you know who you are, you might want to include a little bit about you might want to think about what skills you're going to do using this business, but that's not necessarily going to be such a big part of it. But think about, in general, think about who the audience for this business plan is before you get started. Now, according to the Small Business Association, a business plan should have a number of different elements. I'm going to take that perspective because I think that meets a number of the requirements for big and small companies, but also probably the broader arrangement of people who are listening to this podcast. So you need to have an executive summary, a snapshot. What is the company? What exactly are you going to do? Just working on that in itself is a great way to start thinking about the company, thinking about what exactly you're going to be doing and boiling it down. Ideally, even create that so short that it can be an elevator pitch, a 30-second, what is it that you're going to do? It's really get clarity on what exactly your business is when you start. Then you need to have a longer company description, really sort of detailing out what exactly you're going to do, why you're going to do it, how you're going to do it, and how it's going to come together. Within that, I would also say you need to have another section which is not in the list, which is who is the team and why are they important and why are they going to win. Obviously, that's going to be you as CEO, but who else do you have in the team? And maybe also map out team members that you're missing that you need to get to make a successful business. If you're not going to bring those people in-house, where are you going to get those skills and that talent? Another crucial element is understanding the market, not just your local market, but trying to understand, is this a market that's going to grow in future years? How is it going to grow? What is it going to grow into? And how is that going to be successful? And how can you find a great niche that's going to grow successfully over time? because beyond just your individual thoughts about your small business, if you're able to move into a sector that is fast growing, that's going to be in high demand, that is going to help you to succeed. But then you need to look at other things like, what is the market right now? How is that expected to grow? And are there going to be lots of competitors coming in? And what are those competitors going to look like when they come in? So for example, if you know that big competitors are going to come into this space because it's a space big enough to have big companies going to come in, how are you going to compete with those competitors? Who are they likely to be? And what are the signs that you should be looking out for that they're moving into this space? Obviously, the downside is that you could have lots of competition from those big companies. But often with big, fast-moving, growing markets, there's opportunities for small companies to be nimble, to stay at the leading edge, and to actually succeed. And once again, those big competitors coming in could be potential buyers for you. So that could also be really interesting, both in terms of your future as well as primary funding. You need to look at your organizational structure and management. How exactly are you going to pull this business together? How are you going to organize it? Who is going to be involved in the management? What skills are you missing? Do you need financial skills? But beyond that, how are you going to structure your suppliers? What kind of things do you need to get into place with that? Then products and services. Not just what are you planning to offer, how are you planning to offer them? Trying to understand what is the product that you're going to offer to customers. Ideally, speak to a number of customers before you start to offer this product or service to really say, is there demand and what does that demand look like? Think about what it is that your products or services are going to highlight that are going to make them different from competitors. Are you going to be trying to be cheap? Are you going to try and what does that look like as a business model? Are you going to try and be premium? Are you going to try and offer something else that other people don't offer? Or is there a unique feature you can build in your product or service that's going to make it successful? Speaking of taking products to market successfully, what does your sales and marketing plan look like? How are you going to fund sales and marketing? Are the initial sales all going to be you, the CEO? Do you have some other route to market that's a reason for you to be successful? Many companies, when they're starting out, it's how do they get their first customers? Do you know someone in a big company that can give you a great order that can help you get going? Or what is going to be your sales strategy? Marketing is often about time or money. As a business starting out, you may not have a lot of money, so how are you going to best spend your time to get in front of the customers? What is going to be your winning strategy there? Funding. When I started my first business over 25 years ago, we were really successful. We struggled for the first, let's say, 6 months, and then we landed a big client that was really successful, and we got a lot of business from them. Unfortunately, they took 180 days to pay, and we had outgoings, and that nearly crippled us as a company. So how are you going to fund your business? How are you going to fund your time your personal time as CEO to grow? How are you going to fund buying the equipment? And what are you going to need? Are you going to need to get outside funding? If you're going to need to get outside funding, your business plan is going to have to be much more robust and sophisticated. And you're really going to have to create a business plan that's going to work for financing. Understanding that those external financing sources are looking for return on investment. And then what type of funding are you going to look for? Do you have what it takes to go to a bank, to a financial institution to get funding? If you need potentially, if it's personal, small amounts of funding, get going on what are the risks associated with that? Will you have to give a personal guarantee? What happens if it doesn't work? Can you get funding from friends, family, and angel investors? Spending time doing that can take a lot of time, and you need to understand what they're looking for. They're often looking for how are they going to get cash returns out of this business. Maybe there are people who fund the type of business you're setting up, and how do you find out what they're looking to invest in and pitch it to them? Are you looking to pitch to institutional investors such as venture capitalists? They want an entirely different set of criteria that they're looking for in investing in companies. Do you know someone, if you haven't done this, do you know someone who has the skills and network to help you do that? That's something I've worked with different companies. Then I would say, if you've tried to understand that, so what are your financial projections? How many, what are you going to buy? How long are you going to keep it for? And what do you think that that's going to look like on your monthly balance sheet? Are you going to be able to fund that moving forward? If you grow in different directions with different possibilities, you create different projections. And what does that look like? And how do you know if you're on track to be successful? And then the next thing they suggest is to have an appendix, which is optional, which includes resumes of those involved and any permits or permissions that you need. I think that's a great starting point for an executive plan, a business plan for getting started with a business. I think if you're, well, I'll do a podcast later on for those who are already in a bigger business who are looking to either start a new unit or create a new business plan for an existing unit. I'm Mo Newlands. Thank you for subscribing to the How to CEO show. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. If you would like to be on the show, if you would like to be interviewed, I'd love to hear from you. If I can help you with business planning, if you've got more questions, please let me know. Connect with me on LinkedIn. So you're listening to the How to CEO show. I'm Mo Newlands. Thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you next time.